Hi everybody, it's Jackie here with Shine Kind Light, and today we have a super awesome project for you. The Olympics are coming up, and I really love the Olympics. I love the countries that we're able to discover, and I love the camaraderie and the competitiveness, but also the unity that it brings and the excitement and the buzz in the air. And so I wanted to create a piece that we could have fun and be free and be playful to kind of continue that theme of the Olympics. And so I have created this. It's an abstract Impressionist piece based with inspiration being the Olympics and the Olympic rings. And so it's got the colors of the Olympics and it's got the theme of the rings, and I really like it. I haven't quite decided how I want to position it to hang, but I really love it, and it's a really cool project because it's one of my longer ones, meaning that you get to see and hear and listen to my whole creative process. You're able to listen to my thought process and how I decide to put things in certain places and how I decide on colors, and kind of look in to see how I kind of think about things as I create. And so I would love it if you guys stayed and created a piece with me, and tag me or share it so I can see what you've made. I love seeing the variety and the colors and the self expression that is put in everyone's paintings. And so come along and paint this really cool and really fun piece with me. Have a great day. Okay, so today we are going to be doing a Olympic ring inspired. So there's the Olympic rings, and it's going to be kind of an abstract, but based on these colors and based on the Olympic rings. And so I am using a canvas. It's 11 by 14 or 27.9 centimeters by 35.5 centimeters. And this happens to be a 2-inch depth canvas, inch and a half. So the profile or the sides are 1.5 inches deep. I know I have 2 yellows out, but I've got Naphthol Crimson is my red. I've got Mars Black. I'm gonna mix these two. We've got cadmium yellow deep hue and cadmium yellow light hue. I want kind of a shade in the middle of there. And then I've got light green permanent and cerulean blue hue. So those are my colors. I have these paintbrushes out right now. I really like a flat tipped paintbrush. It's just my personal preference. You can use anything that you really want. It's just me. And then I've also got a more of a rounded, fine detail paintbrush just for maybe around the edges or something. I don't know exactly what I'm going to use, but we're going to go for it. And so one of the main things is we don't want to make muddy colors. And sorry, just let me scooch up. Oh, and I'm also going to be using some white paint as well. Just any acrylic paint. All of these are acrylic paints. Nothing is sponsored, and we're just gonna go with it. But going back to the muddy colors, we don't want to make any muddy colors, so we are going to have to work in color temperatures. Now, color temperatures for me are warm, which would be your kind of think about your fire colors or your summery colors. Would be your reds, your oranges, your yellows. And then your cool colors are going to be your blues, your greens, your purples, in those colors. And so then for my purposes, white and black are going to be neutrals. I'm just going to kind of use those to accent. But I can use those at either point. And so I think I may, like I said, things could change, but I think I may do the blue and the green with the black, and then go red and yellow with the white. But I may do the white or black with either one. And here we go. Let's see. I'm going to start with our warmer colors first. Now, the colors in the Olympic rings are really kind of pure colors. There aren't very many varying shades. That cerulean is pretty true. And this is a printed version, so the color is going to be different based on printers, because this printer that I've got doesn't print in red, yellow, and green. Excuse me, red, yellow, and blue. It does a cyan, magenta, yellow combination, but so it's going to be a little bit different. And it's art, so we don't have to follow exactly. But I do like the idea of keeping the circles and the rings. And so I think I'm going to use, maybe, this is just the lid of a jar. This happens to be just a medium that I use. But I think I may, I don't know. We're just going to go with it. And I'll kind of talk you through as I go. And sometimes it'll just be quiet because it's just me here. This morning, it's early in the morning. And I'm painting before any of my people wake up. I was really bad and I didn't clean this out last time I was painting. And so I'm just going to put paint in it. But we're just going to use this. It's just an old muffin tin. I think I got it at a thrift store. And I use that for when I do more tonal based painting. So that's what I'm going to use. I'll try to put it over here so you can see. And these tape marks are just so I know what you can see. So I don't have anything out of the camera shot. So that's just for me. All right. Oh, and I always paint with a towel, like a kitchen towel or a rag on my lap, so I don't get myself all messy. So let's just start. I think I may actually, let's start over here. I'm gonna grab a pencil and my lid. I probably will go into different sizes, but we'll start here for now. And then I'm not always going to be, excuse me, completely in the circle, because I also need to paint the background. And so you may see me painting in circles, you may see me overlapping circles, you may see me painting completely outside. It just kind of depends on where I'm going with it. And so really there's no right or wrong to this project. It's just whatever you want it to become. And that's what I love, and especially with children, is I love to see what they're going to create without kind of an image to copy. And when I taught art, when I had kids that I was teaching, I really liked to just kind of give them ideas and kind of a gist of what we were doing and see where they went with it, kind of our inspiration. Like with something that comes to mind specifically right now is we did a Georgia O'Keeffe painting. It was flowers. And I just kind of gave them flower pictures and not necessarily a Georgia O'Keeffe image, because I didn't want them to copy her, but I wanted them to kind of do their own thing. And so I showed them pictures of up close pictures of flowers and more detailed pictures. And then when they were done, I showed them images from Georgia O'Keeffe. And so I think that inspiration is wonderful, but we also don't want to get into the habit of copying, because we want to see our own original work and not a copy of someone else's. Like, it can be similar, but just put your own spin on it. But you are more than welcome to copy what I do. This is just to give you ideas and demonstrations. A lot of times when we're feeling insecure about art or starting something new, we want to be able to copy something, and that is totally, totally normal. So I don't want you to feel like you can't copy exactly, because you absolutely can. But when you feel comfortable, I would encourage you to go ahead and start branching out and doing what looks good and feels natural to you, or what pleases your eye. Okay, so I think for right now, I think I might, and let's see, I've already got 3 that are off of the edge, so I think I'm going to do this one kind of right over the top of these 3. Yeah, I think I like that. Just kidding. We're going to do some more. Because what I'm looking at was the negative space, and I don't want too much negative space. I want to keep things flowing visually. I don't want somebody to be stuck on an empty space in this particular case. I just stuck my finger in the medium that is on the other side. Okay. Now we're just going to start in with our red. And I'm just taking this essentially straight out of the tube and just going to start painting. I want to make sure the paint is thick enough that it's not see-through, that you're not seeing the canvas at this point. But I'm not too concerned about the edges and the circle being a perfect circle. This is just kind of, we're just going for it. I don't know what this is going to look like in the end, but I'm excited. I've always liked the Olympics. I think it creates an energy and a buzz in the air, the competition, but also the unity and discovering new cultures and new places and new people. as I go through, I'm going to also paint this side of my canvas as I have a color that goes along that edge. And I actually really like the way the pencil is coming through on these circles. I think that, to me, signifies the unity that for me the Olympics represent. And so I am not concerned about that showing through. Now this one, I'm going to kind of follow the line that circle's in. I'm just going to kind of create a continuation of that circle or ring. Just kind of a rough line. Gotta come this way. Whoops. I'm gonna do this one right here. And again, I'm just gonna kind of continue that rough circle, kind of linear line. Because this canvas is going to be hung up without a frame, so just need to hang it up, to varnish it and hang it when it's done. But because of that, we like to give the sides some love. Just got paint on my tripod. All right, now I think I'm gonna come over here with this. And again, just kind of continue that circle. Probably not the best angle for you, but you get the point, especially me repeating it over and over. Bring that down a bit lower. And so for me, the rings of the Olympics are really going to be these circles. And then we're going to go through. I'm going to mix up some of my cadmium yellow deep hue. Along with my cadmium yellow light hue. So then it's not quite so golden as the deep hue and not so shocking as the light hue. It's different than that. So it's kind of a nice blend between the two. And I want it to look more in the deep hue as opposed to the light, because we don't need a lemonade yellow. We want more of a pure yellow. Let's see, some of my yellow was starting to, some of my red was starting to come through, so I'm just going to switch out brushes. This is still, I just didn't want it to, it's fine if they touch and mix in that, but I just didn't want it to start to create orange because we want these pure colors. And so I just switched to a different color. Now I got a little bit of the red on my paintbrush, so that's where I'm going to use my rag, and I'm just going to wipe that off. That's why it's always handy to have a rag. Now it's starting to look like ketchup and mustard, isn't it? And see, I'm wanting to go kind of outside the lines. Kind of create this rim. Because art can be very precise, and it can be very rigid and linear, and then it can also be very free-flowing and very playful. And we kind of want this to be a bit more playful. At least I do. If you would like to keep it more rigid and strict, then absolutely. I'm just going to come down. Kind of create that circle to come down. I'm kind of going more outside the line with the yellow. Let me go back and do that with some of the red, and I may not. We'll just see how we go. But for right now, this is working for me. I've got 7 red and I've got 4 yellow. I'm not really, as I tell you that I'm being playful, then I tell you, then I go through and count. Let's see. I feel like it needs more yellow, especially on the sides. Do this one right here, yellow. Sorry for bringing that in your face. I don't have a ton of space with everything all laid out so you can see it, and so I kind of have to use my vertical space sometimes. And please let me know in the comments if you like this live kind of voice instead of the voiceover, because sometimes I can do this when I'm painting early in the morning or late at night, but for the most part I've got people coming in, or my people coming in if I'm painting while my kids are home or awake. I've got my people coming in and talking to me and asking for things, and Mommy, can you help me? So a lot of times I paint in segments because that's what I can do right now, is try to paint when I can, do what I can. And that's what we all try to do, huh? Let's see. Just seeing if this red is dried enough yet. I'm just gonna kind of come out of that one. And this one's going to be a little bit different because I'm going to come on both sides of the canvas because we're in a corner. And so I'm not purposely trying to create an exact circle. I'm just trying to kind of continue that, circle line, that curved line that the shape gives, because then when you see it from that side, we've got a curved line, curved lines. We just want to continue that same visual line as we go around, just like that. So I realized that if we opened this canvas and stretched it out, it would no longer be a circle. It would be more kind of teardroppy kind of, but I am not worried about that at all. See, I've mixed a little bit of the red and the yellow, just because that red's not quite dry. It's the only thing that I don't want in this project, just because the Olympic colors are so distinct. I'm trying to decide if I want to use the black or the white as my neutral. For this section, because I've got to paint these warm colors, and then I want those to dry, and then I'll come back with the cool colors and just kind of take that path back and forth until it looks complete to me. You know what? I think I may just leave it as is and let this dry, and then come back and do my cool colors. Let those dry, and then come back with my neutrals and do kind of a series of 3 layers. This is you getting to listen to the way I think things through. The inner voices in my head. But I think, let's see, it's getting to be the time when my kids are going to wake up, and so I'm going to stop here for now and let this dry, and I'm going to put some saran wrap over this so I can save these colors. Okay, so this section I recorded, and there was a lot of loud noises going on around in my house and outside, and so this section I'm just going to speed up for you, because it's just an exact repeat of what I did with the yellow and the red circles. I'm just going through and filling in circles, but now I'm going to do it with the cool colors. So I'm going to start with the green, and then go to the blue, and then I will go to the neutral with the black. And so you're just going to see me continuing to fill things in and to go with outside of the lines and to continue the circles. And so this little section I'll put some music on, and you can just watch the cool colors and the black start to appear. Okay, so I'm back and we've got everything dry now. Just want to make sure all of the black parts are dry and not tacky, because I want to take my lid that I used before to trace the circles and I want to trace over these white spots, and I want to fill those spots up with, I think I'm going to do it with other color, but I want the colors to be able to pop, because if I put a yellow over these colors, then it's just gonna show through even more. But I want these colors to be able to really be vibrant like they are when they were just on the canvas. So I'm just gonna be tracing over circles over our negative space. Negative space is what you call part of the canvas or part of the area that you're painting or drawing that doesn't have any line, but it also comes into play and the eye looks there. And so we call it negative space because it's still technically space, but there's not anything drawn on that space, but it still is perceived by the eye or looked at by the eye when you have someone looking at it. So I just want to put some more circles in, and I'm going to fill all of them in with white paint. And then just bear with me as I continue to fill in my circles. Now, a couple of the little sections, I'm not too concerned about there being overlapping or not having a complete overlap. Like in the top right corner, you see where the section in between the red and the green, where my circle that I just drew doesn't have any, or it doesn't cover it completely. Now I'm going to be painting beyond that line, and so I'm not worried about that. So I'm just going to fill this in. And I just want to make sure that everything is covered on my other layers, so then the next color that I put on top really pops. Now I'm just using the paint from the lid, because when I shake up the paint, just to make sure everything is the same consistency, I usually end up getting paint on my lid. So I just turn my lid over and use the paint that's on there first. And then if I need more paint, I'll go ahead and grab some from the bottle. And I'm just filling in, and this one, how it kind of overlaps and comes to the corner, or it comes over the edge, I want to make sure that I do the same thing that I did with the other circles that ran off the edge, and I just put some white paint and kind of create that arc to continue the circle, because it is a circle just like the other ones, and I'm going to paint over it, and so I want there to be the white paint on that side, on the side of the canvas, so I can continue the color that I put on top. Now we're getting close to being done with these circles. Just kind of extending this one a little bit more so I can cover that white space that I had. Now I need to come through. I see some color and popping through underneath, especially where I've gone over black. So I just need to put a little bit of another layer of paint to come through, or to put on top so you don't see it coming through. And make sure I get it on the side, that second layer of white. And then this has some negative space, so I'm just going to create a half circle here. Just kind of continuing the same design on the sides as we've got on the top. And as I thin out the paint, you can see the black more, but I'm just going to do, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to come over here and do another little half circle. Just kind of play off of that white canvas, peeking through and playing the designs. And I'll come over here on this side and see I've got some negative space, so I can come in and put a half circle right there. And that's just going to create more interest, and so the eye isn't drawn to that big white space. And then on this side, I think, let's see, should I continue that circle, or should I just do, trying to figure out, it's kind of in a weird space, so I think I may just kind of paint it as if it was a different little piece, and then just turning over. You can't quite see this side because it's kind of a tough angle for me to get, but try to move it up so you can see. Oops, you can only see the side of that one, sorry about that, but you get the idea. So we've got all 4 of the sides taken care of. On the top, got a little section over here that I want to hit real quick. Just kind of the other side of that corner. And just fill in to just make sure you can't see any black underneath and whatnot. But I think, let's continue this circle. Just another little layer, cover up those colors. All right, I think we're gonna let this white dry and I'll be back. You know what, I'm sitting here looking at this and I want to put some designs or some texture into these white spots. I don't know if I want to paint over the top, so I'm gonna do a little experiment. This tool is actually used for if I could only think of it, but it's kind of a little pokey tool with a little end on the top. It's used for embossing is what it is. And so I'm just going to use it to kind of carve away at this white paint, because the white paint's still wet, mostly. It's a little bit tacky, and so I'm able to kind of draw in each one. And I'm just going to create some lines over here. Let's see, I'm going to do some circles and just kind of create different little shapes and textures in these white circles. And then what I think I might do after is put alternating colors around each of the circles. So let's see. I'm gonna do some squiggles over here. And here, I don't think I want to do the full. I want to create some texture in each of them, but I don't want to repeat the same lines. I think over here. What's really cool is that as I'm kind of scraping away at the paint, each color is coming through. And I like how that effect is. Let's see, I want some more circles in here. And I've got to come in and wipe off my tool every so often. Like I said, this is used for embossing, and really what it's used for is with those metal and brass, I guess they'd be called stencils. And what you do is you put the paper over the top of them, and then you use this little tool to go in and just kind of rub the paper down. And then when you flip it over, it has that impression popping up. And so that's technically what this tool is used for, but I'm using it to just scrape in here. Let's make those lines more defined. And then just create some more zigzags over here. I'm just going to go through and create more definition and space. Or, excuse me, not space, but definition in the lines. Do some little zigzags over here. I just needed to wipe off my tool again. That's one thing with this little technique. It really carves out the paint, but you don't want to press too hard because you don't want to go through the canvas. Ooh, I kind of like how it's almost like, reminds me of chemistry and bonds and drawing chemical equations. And so my objective here is to kind of unify all of these white circles without keeping them just the pure white. And so I want to create texture in each of them, and so then it unifies all the white by creating these cool little designs. And then I'm going to tie the white circles back in with some of our Olympic colors and draw Olympic rings around each one. And I think that is going to create kind of the harmony that I want. Now I'm just kind of doodling on this one. There's no right or wrong. It's just an abstract impressionism. Okay, I think I like this the way it is, and so I'm going to let this completely dry, and then we'll be back for the next part. Okay, let's go ahead and I think just some finishing touches. I want to go around these white circles with some color. maybe bands of color, some rings around the outer edges, like the rings of the Olympics in our colors. So let's see. I'm gonna clean out my little palette here. And I've got my rag on my lap. I'm gonna get my colors back out. Paint. I'm gonna mix up a little bit more of my yellow. I've got some, but I want a little bit more. Still have a little bit of blue left. I'm gonna add a pinch more. And then I'll need my green and my black. Okay, at this point, I think I am going to switch to a round brush because I will be round brushing around, and so I want a round brush to be able to do that easily. I may end up going to this little short one. I like this little nibbin. It's just called a detailed filbert brush, and I want to say it's an Artist Loft brand. If I took this off, but I won't take the time to do that. But I think that's the kind it is. So, let's see. I think I'm going to start, I'm going to mix up this yellow. Actually. That's pretty darn close to what we've got. Okay. I think I am going to start with a yellow ring around the outside. I want to go right here. Oh, that's interesting. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've got 10 circles. So I could do each circle. I could do 2 circles with the same color ring around the outside, because we've got 5 colors for the Olympic rings. I think that would work out nicely. Let's see where else I want to put my yellow. I'm actually going to come. I would like to do it right here because I don't have any other yellow surrounding spots. But I could. But because of composition and seam layers and that, I think I would like to put it further away. But I don't really want it right next to each other. But I think if we went here. We're gonna hold off on that one. If in doubt and I can't figure out what I want to do, I just move on to another part where I know what I want to do. And so let's go ahead and take some green. Let's put green right over here on this one. And this one's going to overlap with whatever color is on that one. May turn out to be the yellow. We'll see. Oh, I think I like the way this is going. Just need another green. Now this one goes off the side, and so I am going to continue on with it. I'm going to pick up some red now. And I think I'd like to do my red over here. with blue. Go right here. I want my second blue. I'm going to put my other yellow right here. So I want my other blue to go right here. Go back with my yellow before I do black, just so we don't make the yellow all muddy. Can you guys hear my clock tick? I'm wondering if you can hear that. All right, now we'll pick up some black. Okay, whoops. I think I want to continue these rings around the outsides because it's going to bring these in harmony with these that are circling around them. And I think that that is what's going to bring this painting together, because then it's one unifying factor, and our theme is the Olympic rings And circles aren't circles unless they're overlapping open circles, right? And so I think I'm going to be selective with which ones I overlap, but I'm going to do some overlapping definitely. I like that. Even though I know that these, but I'm going to put a contrasting color around the solid circles and have it intersecting with these other ones. I think I'm just going to use colors and not the neutrals, not the black or the white. And then I also have these circles that are going to need some attention, like here on the sides, all around. And so I'm going to focus currently on what's going on in here, and then we will get moving on the sides. Let's see, where do we start? I think I want to start with yellow. And I need to be careful because those aren't going to be completely dry. But this is where I'm going to outline my circle. I like it. Okay. Now, for instance, this cute little red one that has been overlapped. Let's get a good yellow around here. And in some places, I'm just going to have to imagine where that line would be. I'm not going to redraw it, but I'm just going to go over it. But I can kind of see where that image would probably go, just based on guessing and knowing how big the circles are. And it doesn't matter if I'm a little bit off. Ooh, I like it. Now I'm going to go with green. Let's see if we can't highlight some circles that are contrasting with the green. Ooh, you know what? I just did this one, but I think if I'm careful, I can go through and overlap that yellow just a touch. And it's light enough paint that it won't. And see, and I want these rings around to be rather transparent, which means see-through. I want to be able to see the colors or the shapes or the lines underneath. And then if I have little open white spots, I'm just gonna fill that in. And these are purposely not perfect circles. Now, why don't I want perfect circles is because if we did, a computer could do it, or, you know, on any type of advanced software or tool like that. But this is an abstract process of the Olympic rings. And so we want it to be as well abstract in its nature. Okay, I'm going to just go over this one. Oh, I got a little bit of mud working just because I ran over that red. But I'm not going to wipe that up. I'm just going to keep on going. Ooh, I really like this. It's definitely tying it all in. And I think the viewer will be able to kind of recognize more and be able to see the Olympic rings. So this is more of a interpretive, abstract take. Even slightly modern pop. I just think it's fun. I think I want to take red, go around here in red. I'll save this for blue. I've got red. I'll do blue over there. Got green. Let's maybe this underneath green one. Oops the daisies. I'm just gonna go over that red a little bit more where I kind of mixed it into the black. I'll just try to get out of that. I need to be more careful when I come over this one. The way to do it is just kind of have more paint on your brush, and then it just kind of lays it down instead of dragging the paint from underneath. There we go. That's tying that one in now. You know what, I may go in a couple places and do black around, just in case I need a little bit more black. All right, let's try blue. Let's see if we can't fill in most of it. Most of what we got going on with the blue. I wonder if I want to do blue. No. Let's do a blue over here. Again, so I'm going over this green circle, and I can kind of tell that it's come this way. I just got blue paint all over my hand. We're gonna need to touch that up, but I definitely like where this is going. Okay, where are other places that I want to put the blue? I think I'm going to go around this circle right here, this black circle. I'm just trying to see where else. I think I need a blue one over here somewhere. Maybe that yellow. Somewhere down in this region. Maybe over here. Yeah, let's put it around this yellow circle. So I'm thinking this yellow one would have gone kind of arcing around here. Put a green one around this black circle. You know what? We're missing some yellow around this one, and so I'm just gonna grab some yellow real quick. Just continue this circle right around. You know what? I'm going to come with yellow and come around this black right here. There we go. And I'm going to come around this side and do some yellow. The way I've made that decision is I've got red, blue, and then two things of green and black. And so I think yellow would be a good contrasting color that we don't have in this little section yet. So that's how I made the decision for that yellow. Well, that little teeny tiny yellow, but that's how I made the decision of how to do that one. Now I'm just resting them on the corners. Let's see. Here we could have blue and green. So I'm going to do yellow overlapping right here. Put some yellow here. Now, if you've got a thinner canvas or panel, or you're working on paper, then of course you're not going to have to worry about the sides. But since I'm working on 1.5 inch deep canvas, I will consider the sides. Okay, now I remember I wanted to do green over here somewhere, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think it was around that black one. At least it would make sense. I think I'm gonna do a red one right here. So let's come in with some red while I'm right here. So we're going to take the green circle and call it going this way. And then just continue that circle right around. And I'm just going to do it everywhere where the green circle was. Now, because I can tell on this side, I can just go ahead and keep that outlined. Excellent. Now, while I've got the red out still, I am going to hit these other circles with some rings on the sides, because I think this could possibly be my last run through with the red. But that always changes, so you know. And again, I had red here and red there, so I don't want to put red on those reds. So I'm going to put it right here in the middle section. Now this one, I think we're just going to outline the black right here. Maybe I will do a couple of black circles, but just maybe one or two. Just kind of tie everything in a bit more, because because black is one of the colors. And so did I want to do green here? Green or blue? Let's try green. Let's see. I do green here. No. I'm going to do green on this yellow, and we'll do blue on that black. That's what we're going to do. So, yellow, where are you? Yellow is going to be coming somewhere right around. And I realize I'm going over a green deep solid circle, but that's okay. We'll kind of get the idea. And that is not a perfect circle, and that's okay. I'm just completing the circle. Trying not to get into the red paint and drag it too much. Yes, that one's good. And we'll do blue right there. I think I may do a yellow around that green. I'll see. Okay, we need blue to finish out this circle. Okay. I'm going to look at this in all different ways. I think I need a black ring right around this yellow. And then we break up some of that. I may add another couple of black rings, but I think I like the way this is going to tie all that back in, because black is definitely one of the Olympic colors. Maybe this red circle right in here needs it. Maybe that yellow circle. Oops. That circle or this circle? Nope, I think we'll do it around the yellow one. man. I don't think I want to do that yellow one. Either this blue one or this green one, but I think I've got rings on those sides, and so I think I want to do this on the blue. Go through and do some more rings. I think we're covered on that side. This one. Could do. I already got yellow here. I think I'm gonna do a green. Green ring around this black. Do some green right around this blue here. Okay, now I want to hold this up at different sides, different angles. Ooh, I like it. Now I realize this isn't for everybody. I think I would actually hang it like this. I realize this type of project isn't for everyone, but also snowflakes aren't for everyone, and neither are, other projects. And that's why I like to work on and to teach so many different types of projects, because there are as many projects as there are people. But if we can introduce some type of art to someone, not just children, but to adults and to anyone who has the desire to learn. If we can introduce them to different types of art, then it fills one's creativity to be able to then go and create their own art in their own genre that they choose. Because there are loads and loads of different ways to create art. The important part is that we are creating. I'm just going to touch up this little here. Just keep that black real crisp. I think it helps the other colors to pop better. But there you have it. I think we're going to call that done. And this is our abstract Olympic. Thank you for watching. I hope you had fun. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked this video, and hit that subscribe button right down there in the bottom right corner, and hit the bell button if you want to receive notifications for when I post weekly videos. I'd love to hear from you. Please comment below if you have any questions or ideas for videos that you would like to see in the future. Have a great day.